The summer I turned 33, my father died on a Tuesday and I buried him on a Friday. By Sunday, I was standing barefoot in his kitchen in Marietta, Georgia, drinking his favorite Buffalo, traced straight from the bottle because the glasses were all packed. That was when the front door opened and Cole Brennan walked in like he still belonged there. He hadn't changed much in 15 years. Same 6'3" frame, same sun-bleached brown hair that refused to lie flat, same faint white scar slicing through his left eyebrow, the one Daddy gave him when they were 26 and restoring a 67 Camaro in the driveway. Only difference was the Cobb County sheriff's badge clipped to his belt and the way his hazel eyes went careful when they landed on me. Jesus. Live. His voice still carried that slow North Georgia drawl, the one that used to make my 17-year-old knees weak. You look like hell. Thanks, Cole. Real gentle. I wiped my mouth with the back of my hand. Daddy kept a spare key, under the same ugly frog you gave him, in 98. Figured. You'd still have yours. He closed the door soft, like the house might still be sleeping. I saw the obituary. Flew in from Denver this morning. Thought you might need something. I laughed, sharp enough to cut. A casserole, a hug, a ride to the airport so I can get the hell out of Georgia and never come back? Cole didn't answer right away. He just looked at me, really looked, like he was seeing every cracked piece I was trying to hold together. Then he crossed the kitchen in 3 strides, took the bourbon out of my hand, and set it on the counter. I was thinking more like someone who knows where your daddy hid the good whiskey and the bad memories, he said quietly. I hated that my eyes filled up, hated more that he noticed. Stop. My voice cracked like a teenager's. You don't get to do that. You left, Cole. You left the day after graduation and never looked back. His jaw flexed. I looked back every damn day, Olivia Grace. The full name hit like a slap. Nobody but Daddy called me that. I turned away, gripping the counter so hard my knuckles went white. I'm selling the house, I said to the backsplash. Already talked to a realtor. I'm signing papers tomorrow, then I'm on a plane Thursday. Back to Manhattan. Back to my life. Silence stretched so long I thought he'd left. Then I felt him behind me, close enough that the heat of him warmed my bare shoulders. You still bite your lip when you're lying, he murmured. I spun around. I'm not. He was closer than I expected. Close enough that I could smell the same Irish spring soap he'd used since high school, mixed with something new, gun oil and mountain air. His hand lifted slow, giving me time to move. I didn't. His thumb brushed the corner of my mouth where I hadn't even realized. I was chewing. Stay a week, he said. Just one. Let me help you go through his things. Then I'll drive you to Hartsfield myself and never bother you again. My heart was hammering so hard I was sure he could hear it. You're still the most arrogant son of a bitch on the planet. A faint smile tugged at his mouth. Yes, ma'am. I should have said no. Should have reminded him that the last time we were alone in this kitchen he'd kissed me until I couldn't breathe, then told me he was leaving for the Air Force and I deserved better than a soldier's goodbye. Instead, I heard myself say 1 week. And you sleep on the couch. He nodded once. Couch it is. That night I lay in my childhood bedroom, listening to the ceiling fan spin and the floorboards creak under Cole's pacing downstairs. At 2:13 a.m., my phone buzzed on the nightstand. Unknown number. I almost ignored it, but something cold crawled up my spine. The text was only 5 words. He's not who you think. No punctuation, no emoji, just those words glowing white in the dark. I sat up, pulse racing. Another text slid in before I could block the number. Ask him about Rachel. I didn't know any Rachel, but when I crept to the top of the stairs, Cole was sitting on the couch with his service pistol cleaning kit spread across the coffee table, staring at his phone like it had burned him. The screen lit his face in cold blue. Cole? My voice sounded small. He looked up, and for the first time since he walked through the door, the easy mask slipped. Something raw and haunted stared back at me. Liv, he said, voice rough. Lock your bedroom door tonight. I gripped the banister. Who's Rachel? Every ounce of color drained from his face. Downstairs, the grandfather clock. Daddy refused to fix because he liked the 3-minute delay struck 2. Slow, mournful chimes that suddenly sounded like a warning. Cole stood up slowly. Tomorrow, he said. I'll tell you everything tomorrow, but tomorrow never felt further away. I didn't sleep. I sat on the top step in Daddy's old Braves t-shirt with my knees pulled to my chest until the sky outside turned the color of weak sweet tea. At 6:07 a.m., Cole's boots sounded on the stairs, slow, like he was giving me every chance to tell him to go to hell. He stopped 2 steps below me so we were eye level. He hadn't shaved. The stubble made him look older than 39. Coffee first, he said. Then we talk. Kitchen. 5 minutes. He didn't wait for an answer. I found him leaning against the counter, 2 mugs steaming between us. The morning light through the window caught the silver in his sideburns. I hadn't noticed yesterday. Rachel was my wife, he said without preamble. The air left my lungs. You got married? Was, past tense. He wrapped both hands around his mug like it was the only thing keeping him upright. We met in Denver. Married. 18 months after I separated from the Air Force. She died 2 years ago. I'm sorry, I said automatically, then hated how small it sounded. Cole's laugh was bitter. Don't be. I killed her, Liv. I took 1 step back and hit the kitchen island. Not with my hands, he clarified, voice raw. But I might as well have. She was a deputy U.S. Marshal, witness protection detail. I was still doing contract work for a private security firm. Black bag stuff I never told your daddy about. One of my old ops went sideways. Cartel put a price on my head. They couldn't find me, so they found her instead. Car bomb outside our condo in Lodo. His words hit like punches I couldn't brace for. Cole, I buried her on a Tuesday, he said, echoing my own grief back at me. Same as your daddy. I've been running ever since. Different cities, different names. Then I saw Tom's obituary. Figured Georgia was the last place they'd look. My mouth went dry, the text last night. That was them? He nodded once. Burner phone. They know I'm here. They know about you. The room tilted. I gripped the counter. You brought this to my doorstep? I thought I had more time. He set his mug down hard enough. That coffee sloshed over the rim. I came to warn you, Liv. To get you out before what? You decided to play hero 15 years too late? He flinched like I'd slapped him. I deserve that. You deserve worse. My voice shook, pure North Georgia fury rising. You left me standing in this kitchen the night before you shipped out. You kissed me like I was the only thing you'd ever want. Then you said, don't wait, Livy. I ain't worth it. And I believed you. Tears burned, but I refused to let them fall. I was 21 and stupid, he said. Thought if I disappeared, you'd go to Vanderbilt, meet some lawyer, have the life you were supposed to have. Instead, I destroyed 2 women who deserved better. I crossed the kitchen until we were toe-to-toe. You don't get to decide what I deserve. No, he whispered. I don't. The silence between us crackled. 15 years of anger, grief, and something we never had the courage to name. Then his phone buzzed on the counter. Unknown number. Same as mine. He read it and went still. What does it say? I asked. He turned the screen so I could see. TikTok, Sheriff. Choose her or you. 48 hours. I laughed. Actually laughed. Because hysteria was the only thing left. So that's it? They want you? They'll burn my daddy's house down with me in it? They won't get the chance. His voice had gone lethally calm. The same tone I'd heard him use on the range when he was teaching me to shoot skeet at 16. Pack a bag. 10 minutes. We're leaving. And go where, Cole? Canada? Mexico? There's nowhere. He cupped my face in both hands, thumbs brushing my cheekbones like he was memorizing me. I know a place, he said. Up near Blue Ridge. Cabin your daddy and I built the summer you were 14. Off-grid. No roads in after the first frost. We hole up. I call in some favors from people who still owe me. Then we end this. His eyes searched mine. I'm not running this time. Live. And I'm sure as hell not leaving you behind again. My heart was a hummingbird against my ribs. I should say no. Should call the FBI myself, turn him over, save my own skin. Instead I heard my voice, steady, southern. And done letting men decide my future. Say, give me 8 minutes. And Cole? He raised a brow. If we survive this, you owe me a real first date. Dinner, dancing, the whole damn thing. The smile that broke across his face was the same reckless one he'd worn at 17 when he taught me to drive stick in Daddy's old Ford. Deal, Olivia Grace. I was halfway up the stairs when the first gunshot shattered the kitchen window. Cole tackled me to the floor as glass rained down, his body covering mine like body armor. His heartbeat thundered against my spine. Guess they're early, he muttered against my ear. I reached back, found his hand, squeezed once. Then let's not keep them waiting, sugar. We were out the back door and into the woods before the second bullet split the morning in half.